I mean, he's such a versatile horse, and obviously he's run some spectacular races on the grass. But the fact that it's a 2-turn mile, we think is ideally suited for his running style. And really some of his best numbers have come on the dirt, including looking back to his race in the Risen Star last year as a 3-year-old. So, and part of it too is the chances of his actually drawing in to the turf mile were slim and none with so many horses entered to that. But I mean, preference-wise, the dirt mile was our first choice anyways.
Did you think that Omaha Beach would be showing up in the dirt mile?
You know, if Richard Mandela was going to run in the Breeders' Cup, all along I felt that the dirt mile was probably the most logical spot. It's a lot to ask off that one sprint to go into the Classic. And, you know, the sprint probably didn't make as much sense. So, you know, I felt all along that if he was going to run, that would probably be the spot they would go in.
And just your thoughts on taking on Omaha Beach, who will be, I assume, the favorite in that race?
It'd be nice if we didn't have to. But, you know, look, our colt has been improving. He's training lights out. And I think he's up to the task. I mean, it's not going to be an easy race, but it's a Breeders' Cup. And with Omaha Beach in there, it's that much tougher. But we think we're ready, and hopefully everything goes his way, and we can surprise everybody.
What about his record at Kentucky Downs? And what about Bloom Racing's record at Kentucky? Now, you had a horse run that blew your streak. I think you were 5 for 5.
Yes, and we just missed continuing our winless or our win streak at Kentucky Downs. We love it there. It's been so good to us. We've had such great success running races at Kentucky Downs, and we had one horse cost us that consecutive win streak this year. But hopefully we'll get back on the winning streak.
Well, so what is it about Snapper Sinclair at Kentucky Downs? I mean, he's won the stake as a 2-year-old, and then he won the Tour Smile this year.
Well, you know, look, I think it's been proven over time that certain horses have an affinity for it's such a unique configuration and style of race there. And so if you find a horse that likes it, they really like it, and they stand out, I think, over horses that don't necessarily, love the track. And so, you know, typically good horses will run anywhere over any surface, but for whatever reason, Snapper Sinclair he's a big fan of Kentucky Downs, clearly.
And how big was that winning a stakes, you know, getting back and winning another stakes with him?
I mean, it was great. You know, he didn't have the best of trips in the West Virginia race that he had run in prior to that. And so, you know, we felt that, you know, he was a much deserving horse to be one of the leading contenders going into the Tourist. It was a tough race, good horses in there, and really nothing went his way. He had a very troubled trip. So for him to come out on top, that was very gratifying and a strong checkbox.
We got Snapper Sinclair walking behind you there.
I think it being a 2-turn mile suits him. You know, there's a big difference between a 1-turn and a 2-turn mile for some of these horses, and you know, kind of like when Tapazar won out here, he was a really good 2-turn miler. So you know, I think this sets up well for Snapper.
Yeah, what's the difference between him on turf and dirt?
Snapper, actually, he runs hard on either one. So, you know, he's just one of those horses that if he runs his race, he can compete with the best of them.